Welcome to Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it the best place to live. I'm your host, Valerie, and I'm here with my co-host, Jan Ryan.
Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Jan. I'm good. I'm excited to hear about the local museum in Ramona.
Yeah, I am really excited. From now through the end of July, they're having 100 years of toys.
What?
So for all of us kids at heart, and even kids, you can go there and check it out. This museum is amazing. If you haven't been there, you need to go.
So 100 years of toys, is it like toys from 100 years ago?
From 1880 to 1980. So toys all the way back will
Really?
be. Yep.
Wow. And when does it start?
It's now through the end of July, Saturdays, 9 to 4.
Okay, and that's at, what's the name of the museum?
Guy B. Woodward Museum on Main Street in Ramona.
Okay. And is it free to get in, or does it cost like a little entry
It's
fee?
a donation. I think it's $5. I'll have to double check.
Okay, all right, perfect, all right. So who did you bring for us today?
I brought Carrie Badescu with Ramona Country Bakery, and one of my favorite places to go.
All right, let's meet her. Hopefully she brought treats. Nice to meet you, Carrie. Thank you for being on. And you own and operate Ramona Country Bakery?
Yes, me and my husband,
All right, well, tell us a little bit about it. And yourself. I'd like to learn about you, too.
Yeah. My grandma, she was one of my inspirations. She always kind of hosted pizza parties and stuff with the neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
So her like hosting and love for people kind of grew on me, and I watched her do that. And then I met my husband in Romania, and that culture is also very people-oriented, hang out, love on each other, and they love bread.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta make some good bread. I did start out of my house, and so we did sweets and stuff like that on the weekend. And then I was like, people don't eat sweets all the time, so I need to do some bread. And the wineries in Ramona were also kind of growing. And so I was making sourdough and Italian bread on the weekends for Vineyard Grant James. And then it just kind of kept blossoming. So the bread was pretty tasty. Ramona Family Naturals picked it up. And then my husband took it down to San Diego, and Jimbo's picked it up as well. And it just kept kind of snowballing.
Yeah. And now you have this big business.
Yeah. And so we grew out of our house, and we got into a place on Main Street, which I love because, we would sell the bread on the weekends also at Pomo Valley Winery. The owner, Jen, was super welcoming. And then there was a lady who would make fresh cheese as well, so we kind of paired up. Her name is Kim Sparrow. And so I had so much fun just hanging out with the community, and that's really my love, is like make something yummy, share it, hang out. That's where my core drive comes from. Yeah.
And the story at Jimbo's, you told me, was pretty cool how that just
it was like
happened.
serendipity. My husband, I told him, don't go somewhere, too big, because it takes a lot of effort to make something special, and I was just starting out. But he had a vision, and he was like walking into Jimbo's, and one of the buyers named Mo was there, and she loves supporting local. And Jimbo loved the bread, and and then we did a little meeting, and it grew from there.
And you make a killer sourdough, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit unique. Yeah, we've developed a type of recipe that is a little different than others, but people love it. It's cheesy without the cheese.
Oh, interesting.
It has a nice flavor and texture.
It's delicious. And I tried one of yours. It had the raisins in it, but it was sourdough. That was delicious.
That was my take on, like an Irish soda bread. And so I just tweaked with some stuff. I love cardamom and a little bit of rum. And then I love to make it fermented so that it's something that's easier to digest.
And I asked you a little earlier if this is something like you learned, or if this is just a gift and a passion, and you're like, hey, I just kind of learned.
Yeah, I think, you get a little feel for it, and then if you play around with it and you don't give up. I did many batches of sourdough where it overproofed, and then you just learn. And really my husband, he adds techniques to it that help, because I sometimes would get stuck in like a rigid way, and he'd be like, no, let's, you gotta feel it. And so he kind of developed it even more
Great
to make it
team
look
effort.
good. Yeah.
So you have a storefront in Ramona.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your guys' hours? What days are you open?
We're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Or, sorry, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 5. Thursdays, we're open 8 to 8 for cruise night and stuff like that. We're probably going to open later a couple other nights because we make a pizza as well.
Cool.
So we do a homemade crust. People really like it. So we'll be open for delivery and the bars and stuff. And then weekends 8 to 4, which we might stay open later too. I don't know.
Wait, so are you just constantly baking?
We're constantly doing something, but no, there's a little quiet time.
Thanks for carving out some time for us, because it's like Ramona needs its bread.
Oh, I have an
You're out
amazing team too that's slowly built. So
The whole family involved, right?
whole family and friends. And then, people have taken different turns, but we still have found a good group of people. Yeah.
When I was in your mom's working hard.
Yeah, and my mom, my son, my daughter, my other son, my dad, my nieces at one point.
And your lunches, I mean, you have soup and bread and pizza.
Yeah, so I like
much.
making soup too, which is strange. So, the Romanian community, they have a good flavors, and so
Well, it goes
I've
good with
developed.
bread.
Yes,
Perfect.
right.
You have your bread, and then you can dip it in the soup. And what kind of soups do you guys serve?
We do a tomato bisque, a chicken enchilada, a lemon curry type with mint and dill. I do make like a meatball soup. In Romania, it's supa de perișoare. But yeah, they're like, I like to make soup.
I'm I'm salivating right now.
Well, we haven't even touched on the pastries.
Oh
Yeah.
let's talk
On
about
the
pastries.
sweets.
Yeah.
You say, that over time you just work on it. You didn't give up. You learn how to
you
There's
just
people
can't.
that literally can't bake to save their life, including myself.
Yeah.
So it's a gift,
Such a
I
gift,
want to
yeah.
tell you that it's something special about you. There's something that you just naturally have that others don't. But let's touch into the pastries. Let's tell us a little bit about what you have there.
So when we were in the building for about a year doing just the wholesale, and then we're like, we have to open the front. It was kind of like nerve-wracking because then you have to be there during your open hours. So we finally, after 1 year being in there, we were like, let's open. And so again, we don't like to present something that isn't super tasty. So we do croissants, chocolate croissants. Now I do an almond croissant that I was blessed to get the recipe of the filling from a guy who owns Champagne French Bakery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to work for him when I was like 19. And then we do some of my grandma's recipes, and then the cinnamon rolls are popular, English toffee cookie. I just like to make stuff. Honestly, I don't use seed oils. I don't really love them. So we do butter, avocado oil, olive oil, and that's about it. So
I love the smell. You walk in and it's just smells
like I can
heavenly.
smell it right now.
Yeah, and quiche. We do quiche, which is really popular. And again, the pizza. So
it's worthy of a drive. I mean, it's like sitting here listening
I know, can you just taste it now? And then what I thought was super cool is you said you kind of got started because you couldn't find anything. You wanted your kids to have some quality.
Yeah. We grew up, we didn't grow up. My kids grew up in their younger ages in Pacific Northwest. So we were in Oregon. And they have a lot of fun stuff up there, bakery-wise. And so, when I got here, I don't know, I just couldn't, I always had to go home and make it. And I would love to have a bakery where I could just go and buy one. I don't need to make a whole batch. So that's kind of how I started. Yeah, and I had a good knack for dough. And
What's your favorite, treat?
Good point.
I want to try your pizza, because I'm like a savory gal.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick a sweet, what's your favorite?
One of our popular ones is the gluten-free chocolate chip cookie, which it's just, it's made with almond flour, and it's very soft and chocolatey. So I do go to that quite a bit. And I love a cheese Danish or an almond croissant.
Ooh, yeah, cheese.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, the Danish, hands down, they're so good. Yep. And
or the
chocolate
Danish
croissant.
bread in the afternoon with butter.
Oh, the bread too.
Do you have plans of just staying, I mean, you've created a really successful, lovely business in Ramona, but do you have any goals or plans to grow anymore?
I think so. But we'll see how and when. And I usually am not the one to like plan the growing, but I guess I'm always talking about it wherever I go, so I kind of naturally grow the business. When I deliver the bread, I always stop somewhere and then I kind of chat with the
What time do you guys
owners.
get started every day?
Really like 5:30 is the earliest. Yeah. So, but as we grow, we might have to do earlier and earlier and have like a.
And you deliver all over the
Non-stop.
county too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that food's gotta get cooked. It's all fresh, I imagine, like day of. So you bake it in the morning, and then she has her deliveries go out. That's a big feat.
Yeah.
There's one question I have for you.
Yeah.
Sorry. You mentioned something about your starter. Now you said you've had the same starter. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
For the sourdough.
So I
With
built
the
it up
sourdough.
in, I feel like it was like 2015 or 16. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I just followed some steps. Anybody can really do it. You build up a starter, and then that starter has just we've never used it all. So it's like the seed that you feed it, let it grow, put it in your recipe. And
Isn't that crazy?
fascinating.
The sourdough, right?
So yeah, and it seems intimidating, but if you feed it often enough, you can't hurt it.
I had no idea.
Well, it's not like a little goblin in a fridge, right? It's like a baby, though. You gotta nurture
it's alive.
it.
Yes, you do. Yeah, my husband's really strict. Like, feed it every day.
Really? It's like one of your kids.
Even on the off day. Yeah.
Your sourdough.
Everything's amazing too.
Yeah,
that I've tried.
That's really
we
cool.
do a sourdough waffle too. So. Yeah.
Oh, I got a
that's
question.
Yeah.
Do you guys do special orders?
We do. Yeah, we like to have 3 days notice. Our phone number is on the website. Yeah, so we do special orders. So
like a group event, and they're looking for something.
Yep.
You guys make the pastries. Cool. That's
yeah.
good to know. That's
We're
nice.
doing somebody's wedding. Like they wanted little bites. We're doing that in June. So I'm open to anything. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you get a day off?
Yeah, with this team, I do get a day off. Yes.
Great.
Good.
And I think that's important. So that I'm, a good manager.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I stick around.
Yeah, she has to have a life, and you got to raise kids and
And
still do that and run a business.
yeah. And if you teach people steps, really anybody can learn anything.
And it's so nice for Ramona. And as we were talking about earlier, just for somebody to have an idea is one thing, but to go out and execute it, start a business, I think is awesome.
And one that people want and keep around and stay around. And you have a storefront that's like on a really popular road, so
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, wow.
yeah.
I did dream about it, so I don't know. But definitely there's, been bumps and hard times.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, but if you just keep getting up, and I think the wholesale helped, it's like the orders just keep coming, so.
Then it must
and
be good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying it.
And I love that you're so community oriented too. It's great.
Yeah. Maybe we'll branch out into some more community stuff. I love singing, so maybe we'll
Really?
combine that.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
It's
it
another
makes
love.
sense because if she's a creative and can bake, then she's got other talents too.
I just had to get past fears. I think the Ramona music community is also super cool, and that has helped develop
Totally.
people's love. Yeah.
And then the other thing we talked about is you do stolen and special things during the holidays.
Yes, we always try to do something special. So actually, during Christmas we do the Stollen. I might do another thing, I don't know, and then maybe we'll do more like cookie platters or something.
And your Stollen, maybe you can go into that. A lot of people don't know what it is, but yours sounds really special.
Yeah, it's a German Christmas bread, and I do like to add some candied orange peel, some cardamom, a little rum, butter, and just like a delicate dough. Yeah, and then the marzipan. I just made a pashka, which is a Eastern Orthodox type Easter bread, and that turned out really good. I didn't sell it at the store, but maybe next year. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to try it.
You have
and
to
I'll
try
be up
it.
there soon
Yeah.
and stop by with my kids and grab a little snack.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's good because Ramona has already spoken. It's lovely, and they want you to stick around forever.
Yeah.
That's
Forever. Teach one of your kids has to learn how to bake because we got to keep it going.
My youngest son, he loves doing food. So I could see us maybe doing some farm to table type thing. Cool. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like whole experience. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah,
and we loved meeting you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for watching Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it the best place to live. We'll see you next time.